Everyone. My name is Yogesh Kumaran from DPA 1A.
My name is Muhammad Amir Arfian from DPM 1A.
My name is Keshma Sonia. My matrix number is 10 DPM 25F 1045.
So today we would like to talk about uh, challenges that higher learning institution students might face. So, Amirul, in your opinion, what are the main challenges that these higher institute students face during their school time?
In my opinion, this higher learning institution student might face uh, in their study time is roommate. What I mean by roommate is when we are going into one of the institution of the higher institution, we doesn't know anybody. That's and we doesn't know who our roommate is. So when we don't know who our roommate is, we don't know their characteristic of our roommates. So our roommates might be very annoying, and it might be might be challenging for us to study when they are doing something.
Sorry to interrupt. I would like to say something that your points are right. Your points are right. And I would like to add that another thing is as uh, we need some privacy as well because some roommates are not the same as some people need some privacy as they need their own space to study or to do something, to relax their mind as well. And yeah, that's all.
I totally agree with you. Roommates sometimes can be really annoying, but I think by when we spend a lot of time together with them, eventually we will get along with them. But that is some of the challenges that we might face at the early stage in higher institution. And in my opinion, I think the difficult thing student might face is actually understanding the lectures since they are not used to the method of lecture teaching and they are used to learn in secondary school with their teachers. They might find it a bit different and also difficult to adapt it at the first place, right?
Yeah.
Also, I think they should also study a lot by themselves and cannot depend 100% on their lecturer, not like when they are in schools.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Yugesh. Well, to mine as an example, I was once very busy with what our lecturer said about some topics, and it gave me a very hard time to understand what we are actually learning. So, Kashma, what is the other factor that you think student might face?
Other factor the student might face is homesickness. That's because some people are not used to the outside world. Another thing, some people will miss their home, their family, their friends. That's because missing home can be emotionally, yeah, they will be emotionally missing their their people. And another thing, feeling they'll feel isolated and difficulty because that's a new environment for them. So, what do you think about it, Vivek?
Yeah, I think that is really true because most of the students that first entered the high institution will always miss their family members because they are used to be with their family members almost every day, right? So it will be a bit different for them. Also, I would like to state my opinion, which is these students might have trouble to manage their time properly, since in school time, their classes are only from early morning, until evening, and they are done for the day. But not like in higher tier institution, where they have other things to do, like wash their clothes, do preparation, do their homeworks, and many other things. So I think they at the first stage, they might have a very difficult time to manage their time properly. But if they are really good at it, they can make the time, plan their time schedule, and do a table for them to be more disciplined in their routine every day. What do you think about that?
Yes, I totally agree with your point, Yogesh. As we know, as a first semester student, we are we are having a very hard time to manage our time for study and maybe doing some leisure works, you know. But let me add my point or my opinion on what student might face. Student might face some student might face some problems by handling their financial management. That's because when they are in the primary school or secondary school, they'll be given some amount of money for that day only. But if when they enter the higher learning education center, they have to stay there for maybe 4 months with certain budget that their family give them to use as money to eat, maybe to do their laundry, and maybe that give a hard time for them, especially for semester one student, because they have that desire to explore everything that use money. So they will spend money continuously until they don't know what they are spending it on.
I would like to also add on that when student first entered and they have a lot of money as a budget for the whole month, they might also buy things that aren't necessarily needed, and at the end of the month, they might be broke and have nothing left to eat, and this can cause serious health issue for the students.
Yes, I totally agree with your opinion, Yogesh. And students have to be smart in using their money wisely, and also they shouldn't spend unnecessary stuff, and they have to create a budget for a month so that they don't unnecessarily use the money, and they should uh, yeah, and so they don't unnecessarily use the money, and they should use the money within within their budget as well.
So, since we all have gave our opinion on this topic, what do you guys think the main factor that affect the students?
The main thing that affects students, if you ask me, it is uh, financial management. That is because nowadays students like us, they're not smart enough to save money, and also whatever they see, they'll immediately feel like they want to buy it and they really need it, even though it's unnecessary for them. So, what do you think about it?
I
Yes.
totally agree with you. When students are not smart enough to manage their financial, it's not only causing problem to them but also to their parents, where their parents have to give extra money for them so they can eat. So I think financial problem is a very I think one of the most challenging thing for higher institution student, especially for the one that in semester first semester.
I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with both of you. Now, let me tell you why I disagree with you. So, if we are talking about financial management, I don't think that they are that lack of knowledge on how to handle their financial. They might be overspend it, but they might not be overspend it too much. I mean, there might still be a balance that they can survive for for a month. And for me, the really main factor about the students' challenges is time management. As you know, we are far from home. So they are far from home. They don't have anybody to remind them to study. They don't have anybody to remind them to do their laundry. So they might be lost and they didn't do anything. Instead of doing like studying, maybe do some uh, leisure work, they might instead do playing phones on their bed for a whole day, which might lead them to fail in their subjects.
Actually, from seeing from your point of view, I think that time management is the most hardest thing for students because most of the students at home are always supervised by their parents, right? So when they enter this higher education institution, they will feel like their self is not being controlled, they have no limit, and they are free to do anything. This can lead to many things. This is also can be the factor to irresponsible financial management too. Also, it can also make their grades fall and can cause many troubles in the future for them. What do you think about it?
Yes, I totally agree with both of your opinions. And one thing is like okay, when students doing it their own at home, as you guys told, our parents will be controlling us by doing house chores, doing our assignments, and so on. But here we have no one to control us, and that's where you get affected by not being responsible, and also it's not good for continue doing. I mean, repeating this mistake.
So I think for today we can all agree that the most challenging thing for higher institution student is their time management.
Yes. Thank you.